Hello everyone and welcome to the plane. How is everyone doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome back. We are finally, not finally. Well, no, we are finally, yes. We are finally learning about what happened all those years ago. Back when Phoenix Wright lost his attorney's badge, something happened. And we're getting a flashback case. And I'm excited. I am excited. Because, I mean, I'm just excited to see Phoenix back in his prime, you know? I've enjoyed Dad Phoenix, you know. I've enjoyed Papa P, Papa Right. I've enjoyed that. But I'm excited for him to go back to his blue suit, his red tie. Oh wow, looks like we're wearing the same thing. Honestly, I know I've probably made reference to that a couple times. It was fully unintentional that I picked a blue suit with a red tie. I mean, granted, blue suit, red tie is not the most, you know, unique thing in the world. So Phoenix Wright isn't the only, but I mean, I was playing the Phoenix Wright games during the creation of this character. So, of me. So, yeah, it's fun. But you know what? It's a good look, and I rock it, and it makes it seem like I did it on purpose. So I actually did do it on purpose. I totally did. But yes. I attempted, I don't know if you're on the YouTube side. I was attempting to schedule a stream, and I don't think it worked. In fact, I know it didn't work. I'm using this SE Live plugin to multi-stream. I don't know if it actually works. I went and created a stream or scheduled a stream. It didn't notify, which is fine. I don't think that's an issue. But I went to start the stream and it just created a new one instead of using the scheduled that I'd already made. And I'm like, why? I selected the scheduled stream and it's like, all right, new stream. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll work on it. I'm probably going to just reach out to SE Live, the Discord community, and just be like, guys, what am I doing wrong here? This shouldn't be this hard. I should just be able to select the schedule stream, but alas. Anyway, it's still up and running. It's just not the one that I put in the scheduler, so we'll see. But anyway, should be going well, should be going good. Something cool, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that I bought it, and you'll see why, but it should be coming in the mail tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. I refuse to believe it. It's coming from Japan, and they shipped it out this morning apparently, and it's supposed to get here tomorrow, and I don't believe it. But if it does, the guy on eBay is getting an insane review, even though it's technically not. Well, no, he probably, if he did, then they probably spent like expedited shipping, but still crazy. I don't know if that's, I just refuse to believe it. But hey, if it gets here, it gets here. But anyway, I will keep you in the dark, because we're gonna open it on Saturday, and I'll show you what it is, and then we're gonna play some Hat in Time after that. It should be fun. Yes, and then also Stella Sora, Yostar's next game. Yostar is the one that helps, or I guess publishes, Yostar publishes Blue Archive, but they're playing Stella Sora, so it's gonna be fun. Hello, Key. Is it Key? Is it? I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, welcome in to the YouTube side. How are you doing? We are just yapping a little bit. Just yapping before we get into some Apollo Justice. It's nice to meet you. I hope you're ready for some horrible voice acting. I got some chai today. I have stopped calling it chai tea because there was someone who came in and said, I joined your stream because of the tea thing. And I said, I like drinking tea, but I don't really know much about it. I just buy bags and then I steep them. And then we ended up talking about chai. And I said, a chai latte. And he was like, I'm happy that you called it a chai latte and not chai tea. And I'm like, oh, well, if it were normal tea, I would have called it chai tea. And then they never talked in my stream again. So I'm going to call this chai. So, I am drinking some chai today. Good. How are you? I'm glad to hear you're good. I'm doing all right. I'm excited. Have you ever played the Ace Attorney series before? Because if so, I could fill you in. But that's what we're going to be playing today, and we're going right into it. Last time, our defendant... No, she didn't die. I really thought she died. They really set it up to make it look like she died. And then they're like, no, she's only in intensive care. I'm like, oh, okay. That's just a cop-out. Come on, man. Nope. Well, this is a very fun game. It's a very cool visual novel, puzzle solving. It's not really puzzle solving, but you have to figure out with clues who did it and present evidence. It's really good though. But you are jumping right into the middle of the story. But hey, that's okay. These games are really fun regardless. But yes, our defendant passed out, and because they took poison on accident, and now we're going a flashback case, and we get to see Phoenix in his prime. So it's gonna be fun. It's not pre-recorded. Oh. Yeah, I don't do that. I didn't know that was a thing that people did. I didn't know because I assumed that would just be a YouTube video. Well, unless it's a premiere. I guess premieres are kind of like pre-recorded live streams. That would be kind of funny. Now I'm thinking that would be a hilarious prank. There'd be no way to get out of it. So I feel like the best way to do that would to be pretend, like be an actual live stream. Be a real live stream. But then pretend that it's pre-recorded. So you just don't interact with anyone. And then at the end, you could be like, I got you. I was just like, maybe that wouldn't be that funny. I don't know. There's something there. There's something there that could be entertaining. I don't know what it is. Something. All right. I think I've yapped. Let's switch over. Let's get into this. Alrighty. Here we are. We're in. It's time to hook up the controller. Turn on. There we go. Load game. Alrighty. 9:55. That looks like it's the most recent. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Showdown time. Those are the aces from the first case. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time. And only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Whoa. Oh my god. Wait. Well... It seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Oh my god, it's the two of them? Over a game of cards? Why, yes. Over a game of cards. That was how we first met. Oh, okay. So I don't have time to yap. 7 years ago. I want to comment. I want to make a comment, but I need to read. 7 years earlier, Phoenix Wright's final trial. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, can I comment on what that was, please? Thank you, game. Man. Okay, so those two, that's Phoenix, the guy on the left, obviously. And then that's Shady Enigmar. I thought that was usually goes by Zach Ramari. Okay. So that's Trucy's real dad. And then Magnifique Ramari, the victim of this case, died after being shot in the head while in the hospital. Okay. Interesting, because I was always wondering. So this guy dies in the future. We'll find out why or how. And then Phoenix adopts Trucy, or this guy's daughter. So he beat him in a game of cards where the last person who beat him was murdered. And now this guy's dead. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens here. April 19th, 9:27 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Phew, okay. It's been a long time since I felt like such a rookie. No! Don't backtrack. Don't lazy write yourself into feeling like a rookie. Gotta try and relax. So this is Phoenix Wright after the first trilogy. So there's no Maya in the picture, so he's alone. There's no like assistant. Well, I assume it's gonna be baby Trucy. I assume she's gonna be our assistant. But at the moment, yeah, he's been doing this alone for a couple of years now. So interesting. Need to... Oh, well, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Nothing comes through because my YouTube is broken and it doesn't work right on OBS, but I'm working on it. But I appreciate it. And good luck on the test tomorrow. You can do it. I believe. Never give up. Gotta try and relax. Good morning, Mr. Enigmar. Enigmar. He's an enigma? I'm guessing that's the pun. Enigmar? Enigma. But the last part is Grammar. Oh, we also have this stuff. Also, we have a badge. We have a badge. Spin 826XX1. What do you mean, no clues? Yeah, no problem, Key. Each attorney's badge has a number engraved on the back. Ezra, what did you call me? Wait, what? Hi, Ezra. How are you doing? Did I call you something? I'm confused. Hello? Each attorney's badge has a number engraved on the back. No two numbers are the same. What did I do, Ezra? I'm sorry. I hope I didn't make fun of you. So if you drop it, people will know it was you. Better make sure I don't lose mine. I could never lose oh, he does lose his. Never mind. Alright, so that's that. Let's take a look at this. Body found in the hospital room, shot in the head. I'm sorry, this is so funny, because, like, Phoenix Wright doesn't really do blood. So I love that there's just, like, he's just hollow. There's nothing in there. No, he's hollow in there. Yeah, and the clown, too. Oh, that's funny. We got a gun, a golden gun. What is this? 007 GoldenEye. We got some electro things on his chest. Got a needle in the back taped to the... Taped? Why would you... Oh, it's a wrapping. Not... I thought it looked like it was taped to the bed. He was writing something down. We got a green liquid. And... the clown. Okay. Let's read the autopsy. Cause of death, single gunshot to the head. Estimated time of death, 11 to 11:30 p.m. Victim's name, Magma Grammari. Male, time of death, April 13th, between 11 and 11:30. Cause of death, loss of blood from bullet wound. You know, malignant tumor found in the victim's liver. Okay, interesting. But you know, I don't know if you get shot in the head, I feel like you would die from getting shot in the head, not from loss of blood from the head. I feel like if a bullet goes through your head, this is a gross way to start stream, but they went there. I feel like you would die. I mean, you would lose blood, but I feel like you would die because of the bullet in your brain. That could be a possibility. Although there have been cases where people survive a bullet to the head. So there is that. But the main thing is that, like, in your head. So like all over your body, you have veins and arteries. So they're like little tubes that pipe and pump the blood all over your body, you know? In the head, there's nothing. It just is one big sack of blood that kind of goes where it's needed. So it's not like, I don't know how that would work. I mean, you definitely bleed, but I don't want to think too deeply because it's gonna get pretty gross. I could ask my dad, or because I think he might know, but I don't know if you'd have too much blood loss from the head. Alrighty, come on, game. Oh, back. Okay, moving on. Good morning, Mr. Enigmar. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received files from your previous attorney only yesterday. It's a rodent. Hello. So you're a jellyfish? I mean, kind of in the head, yeah. Your brain is a jellyfish. It kind of is, though. Because your brain is just a sack of blood and neurons that pushes it around wherever it needs to go, and it sits inside basically water inside your skull, so it's kind of a jellyfish. Your brain is a jellyfish. I'm gonna go tell a medical professional that and see if they are convinced. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand. I'm asking the impossible of you. Yeah, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Actually, it wasn't. Trust me. Oh my god, there she is, guys. Look at her. Oh, man. She's so cute. Look, she's so small. I remember this teaser last week. And I was like, oh man, did she instantly become my favorite assistant? We'll see. Because I do think Trucy is definitely my second favorite. It would go Emma, Trucy, probably Maya, then Pearl, as much as I kind of get annoyed with Maya. I think I would pick Maya over Pearl. But I don't know, man. If I include baby Trucy, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how she does. Oh no, lag. Morning, Daddy. Oh, I'm so glad you came. You're literally acting out the POV from working. I guess I am, yeah. No, I've watched Working, and I kind of am the protagonist. He is me, except I don't have a girlfriend who likes to beat up men. So that's the only thing that's different. But other than that, he's kind of me. I kind of am him, a quieter, shyer version of him. That was such a good show. I was surprised at how good that whole series was. I enjoyed that immensely. You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you. They picking on you? I'm fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. That's a young man to you. How old is he? He's got to be 20s, 27. He's what, 25 at the end of that game? I'm guessing maybe a year or two past, so he's 27, 28 at this point. It's a young man. It's a young man. Morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks. My first show's today after all. Oh man, gotta teach him young. No. Don't teach them how to... Oh, she's not in here yet. Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about? Oh, old boy. Ow. Huh? Me? Look what he started. Here. What's that? It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain to all those who have supported me in my life's work. I give thanks. Magnifi Ramari. Excuse me, oh my gosh. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. What? Are you stealing? Trucy! Stop tampering with evidence. You can't just pick it up. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. I don't think they said old boy. They said it was really important. Who's they? What's this? A memo for you, or some such? Not from the looks of it. Is this the false evidence? All right, so real quick. The reason, supposedly, that Phoenix lost his attorney's badge was in this trial that we're about to go. He won the case, but apparently he was caught using false evidence. So I am instantly suspicious of this piece of evidence. So, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. So if it's false, we just have to assume it's true right now. But do keep a note of that. Book it. What is this? Looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later. Oh, I already read it. Notebook. Page added to the court record. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? We'll get through it somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy, I hear. Oh, this is gonna be Christoph, right? I think it's Christoph Gavin. I don't think it's Clav. I could be wrong, though. Ah, an easy win then, yes? Well, they're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. The switching of attorneys just before a trial. I know it's a difficult situation I put you in. But allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes? They will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So, do your best, but do not worry. Okay, it's very confident. First time a defendant's ever given me the pep speech before. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Usually the defendants are like, oh man, you can't do it. It's impossible. This guy's, nah, you're good. You can do it. Easy. It's gonna be the easiest trial of your life. You can do it. First time a defendant's had confidence in me. Come on. Except for one, but Matt on guard. He was kind of a psycho. I'll do what I can. I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes, isn't that right, Trucy? Yep, you bet, Daddy. Is your dad a bad person, Trucy? Or is he just saying this to make his daughter feel better? My first look at the case was only yesterday. The information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. I mean, you're used to that, Phoenix. Your first trial, you literally had no idea. You got, like, memory loss or something. It's fine. Still, I'll do what I can, for their sake. I believe the curtains will be lifting any time now. I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. Alright, here we go. My client is Shady Enigmar, known to the world as Zach Grimari, a wildly popular magician star of Troupe Grimari. His mentor, Magnifi Grimari, was a rare breed of magician. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage magic until he was shot dead. And Zach Grimari is the suspect. April 19th, 10 a.m. Oh, wow, I can't speak. 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Oh, there he is. No, is that Christoph Bonk? Is that Clav? Court is now in session for the trial of Shady Enigmar. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, it's so good to see him. Look at him, guys. He's beautiful. Oh, I missed him. I love Apollo. I love him to death, but man, it's so good to see you behind here again. I know that at the end of this case, you're gonna be not behind this, but feels good. Feels good. Oh, so it is Clav. So where's, I guess Christoph is where's Christoph? Okay, interesting. All right, well, that makes it easier. I forgot what Christoph's voice was, so I'm just gonna keep doing Clav's voice. Is the prosecutor ready? I was just thinking, is this where all the fuss is about? Is this what all the fuss is about? Bit of a buzzkill, really.
Buzzkill? Is this some kind of new crime?
One of the worst. Oh my god. One of the worst. This is a trial, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? It just started, man. We give it some time. We'll get there. Gavin Ears concert's got 10 times the thrill this gig's got.
Ooh, where are you again?
Clavier Gavin. Wait a minute. I'm looking something up really quick. I look up Clavier Gavin. Oh. Now if I look up Christoph Gavin. Allow me to put my tinfoil hat on for a few seconds here. All right. Look at this man right now on the screen. Notice his short hair. Notice his short hair. Now, if I type in Clavier Gavin, let's pull up a picture of this guy, this fella. Notice his noticeably longer hair. Now, if we look at his brother, Christoph Gavin, we also get long hair. Thoughts, feelings. Why did that go to black? Whatever. Thoughts, opinions. I'm assuming perhaps maybe Clavier is dead. And the Clavier we've been talking to is Christoph. I think they're pulling a Persona 5 Royal. If you've seen Persona 5 Royal's ending, you get it. If you haven't, I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah. I wonder if this man is dead in the future. Or Clavier could have just grown his hair. But somehow I doubt it. We'll have to pay close attention to his mannerisms. People can change in 7 years. But I don't know if he would do that off screen if it was a character in a story. I came to get the party started. Legally, yeah?
Gavin, defense attorney Christoph Gavins.
Figures my bro's some more famous in this part of town. Clavier Gavin. Lead singer from the mega hit band, the Gavineers. You're out of your league, Rock Boy. I know what you're thinking. You're out of your league, Rock Boy. No, not the Jotaro meme. Not the... Is it Jotaro or Jojo? It's Joseph. Joseph. Not the Joseph. Not the Joseph line. True, my debut single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. But that's just a hobby to me compared to this, yeah? Talkative, aren't you? I like your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. Yeah, I've not been giving him an accent. I don't care. I've been giving him the most normal accent ever. Hello, Neon. Thank you for the random Koyuki. How are you doing? Welcome in. We got Phoenix back on the stand. I'm just getting warmed up. Hair attorney, right? Bonk.
Perhaps you would be so kind as to fill us in on the case.
That's what? Oh man, Neon, what happened? I mean, hey, that's just classic first day. Classic first day. Or was it not your first day? Frustrated? Well, I hope you get some rest and it goes well tomorrow as well. Act ton, baby. Time to call the opening act. What was his name again? Ah, yes, Detective Gumshoe. Oh my god, it's Gumshoe! It's my boy! It's my boy! There he is! I cannot believe they didn't fire him. He's still alive! They still have him on the job. Let's go. Our boy Gumshoe is back. We've had an entire game without Gumshoe. Dang. And you are?
Hey, you were the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct.
Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see. I know. Same for me. But it's for other reasons. It's because I was 7 years in the future, where I guess he gets fired. I don't know.
Hey, you!
Huh? Me?
Today's the day, pal. Today I win and you lose.
You say that every day. Also, it's not your job to win. Gumshoe. It's not your job to win.
I got confidence in my testimony today, see?
What?
You normally lack confidence in your testimony.
Air detective, this is my stage. Can the antics.
Huh? All this hey youing and such. And I could care less about your history together. Aw.
Hey, you leave him alone, Gumshoe. Leave him alone. Isahiburi Gamushu Aniki-san. What did you make me read? What did you make me read?
Very well, Detective Gumshoe, if you would. Please tell us about the case at hand.
It happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital. The facts are simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient asleep in the hospital bed. The killer comes in, puts a pistol in his forehead, and bam, lights out. Them's the facts.
Them's the facts? I got late to the pickup for your new job. Left me behind. No. Got back home to eat breakfast and the girl called me saying we're waiting for you. Up at 11:30. Message you at 8:30. Oh man. Oh man. Hey. Alicia. Mistakes happen. You know, as long as you're upfront and honest, I'm sure they'll be able to understand. Just, you know, try not to do it again. But I'm sure they'll understand. Well, you can do it though.
Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifi Gramari, was a famous man.
He's still famous. Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's instantly not famous.
He had the entire country under his magic spell, as it were.
Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifi to one of my generation, and you'd be lucky to get a blank stare.
Yes, no, I'm sure.
Okay, so there we go. Well, then his death had nothing to do with him not being famous. Okay, whatever.
Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Troop Gramari has made quite a name for themselves.
Anyhow, the retired Magnifi's been in a hospital for the last year. What was it? A mal-ignorant tutor or something.
Come on, man. You're not that illiterate. Come on, really, Gumshoe?
Doing something to his liver, I think. Yeah.
A malignant tumor, perhaps?
In other words, he had liver cancer.
Wow. They're just straight up jumping to cancer. Remember in that last case when they had incuratus because they didn't want it to be anything? Oh, 1 second. All right, I'm back. What do we got? Sorry about that. All right. I got late because the bus comes at 5:30. Pick up at 6:30, but I'm from the far from the place. Oh. You reached by boat or plane? Neon, where are you working? What? You said you were working in like an upscale lodge, but like, jeez. That's upscale lodge. Well, you could do better tomorrow, Neon. I believe it will go better tomorrow. What was I doing? Oh yeah, so no, the last case they were talking about Incuratus because they were like, oh, we don't want to say like anything specific. And so they just called it Incuratus. And now they're just straight up saying, no, he has liver cancer. It's like that's such a big difference from like a very fictional metaphorical disease for like from a writing standpoint called Incuratus to this go straight to liver cancer. That's just a very specific disease. You're like, oh wow. You only have 3 months to live, in fact. Thank you for the random Koyuki. Magnify's chart added to the court record. Let's take a look. Diagnosed with a malignant tumor, given 3 months. Patient's name, Magnify Grammari, 67 male. Notes, malignant tumor in a liver has progressed to the final stage with no hope of recovery. Patient has 3 months to live. Patient has a chronic diabetes, requires regular insulin. Okay. God, so not only does he have liver cancer, he has diabetes. Why is this is the most specific like medical diagnosis we've had in a Phoenix Wright game. Oh, I have no more tea. Rest in peace. I need to get some in a bit.
The facts do seem simple enough. But something's not right.
The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him?
Well, probably put him out of his misery, I assume. So, okay. I wouldn't have to put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. Why make the effort to commit a murder when the victim was about to die?
Incidentally, the victim had a serious case of diabetes.
Diabetes?
Diabetes.
In fact, he was about to shoot up with insulin.
Shoot up? You don't shoot up insulin. That's not...
When he was shot with the pistol, a syringe was found at the crime scene. Chronic diabetes and cancer. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the end of his life.
Small syringe out of the court record. All right, let's take a look.
Bonk.
I almost missed the bonk. Used for administering insulin shots. He has been washed and so shows no sign of use. Is there anything in here? I always hated getting shots. I guess Magnify was giving himself the insulin shots. There's no way I could do that. Shudder. Wait, if Magnify used it to inject insulin, why are there no traces of it being used? Something to keep in mind. Yeah, I was gonna say it's empty. There's nothing in here. Also, yeah, it's crazy. I pray to God that I never get diabetes, because injecting insulin into myself, oh my God, I think I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it, man. Not only do I not like inflicting pain on myself, I have a huge fear of like injecting anything into skin. So like movies, like horror movies with like stab or pierce or anything. I hate it. I hate it. I don't mind the pain, like for example when I get shots, but like I just cannot look at it. Looking at the shot is more painful than getting the shot. I just cannot see it physically enter my body. I will just shudder. I hate it.
I believe the question before us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have had?
Very well, Detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. The circumstances.
Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the head. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir.
Okay.
What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting?
Those are the facts. I have this letter here in question.
Okay. To my beloved student, Zach. I didn't want to read the letter anyway, honestly. Yeah, the letter looked really boring. I don't want to read it. Yeah. I didn't want to read it. Thanks, game. Alright, I'm reading it. Alright, get over here. To my beloved student, Zach. To you, I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th at 11:05 p.m. I will ready a gun, with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. All right.
Very unusual indeed.
Yeah, that's pretty unusual. I'm gonna pour another cup of tea really quick. Give me a moment, please. There we go.
Although, could such a thing really, as a letter, really cause one to pull the trigger, I wonder?
I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter.
Ah, you cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. You know the rules, and so do I.
Should I do a cover of any song as the judge? Or sing in his voice?
Detective Gumshoe, can you explain this to the court?
Unfortunately, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir.
One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Yeah, 11:05 is a very specific time to be like, I want to die at 11:05 and not a minute sooner or a minute later. Well, I haven't come at 11:05 without some specific reason.
The devil is in the details, Herr Attorney.
Well, was there some reason?
As it turns out, there was. Every night for half an hour, starting at 11, the victim, Magnifique Romari, was given an IV.
An IV?
There it is in the picture, off to the side of the bed.
At 11, the doctor would come and set up the IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. This happened every night without fail.
So, that was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption. During his IV. Bunk.
Very well, shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would.
What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder?
He could have at least mentioned it to me.
That would have been nice. It would have been nice. But this is an Ace Attorney game. Alright. Alright, get ready to get pressed. Just because he got the letter doesn't mean he went through with it.
Oh, I disagree. The victim was indeed shot in the forehead after all.
Just as he had commanded. What if this letter was forged? What if the actual murderer forged this weapon or forged this letter? It could be a setup. Okay, there we go. But let's not be in such a hurry. Maybe we should let the witness talk for a change. Come on, Gummy, what do you got?
Thanks, pal.
He's like, this is my cross-examination, man. Let me speak. He's like, oh, whoops.
Fine, I can play it slow as well as I can play it fast.
You know what? In music, that's important. You gotta learn to play it slow before you can play it fast.
On with the testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
All right. Hold it. And this letter was sent by the victim?
And there it is. Gotcha. You're all mine this time, pal.
Huh?
I had the handwriting checked out, of course. It's the victim's no mistake.
All right. All right, good job. You got me there, buddy. Yeah, I see.
Score one for the boys.
For the boys. Oh, I miss Gumshoe. He's like, honestly, he's never been this confident before. I'm really proud of him that he's gotten this confident. I mean, he's not in the rest of the games, so I assume that he gets fired after this, but he had one good run. So proud of him. Oh, man. I didn't lose. I was just ascertaining the facts. So why am I so annoyed? All right, we have our first ad break of the night coming up here. I hope you get some fun and entertaining ads. I will fill you in with what you missed out after you return, but enjoy them, and I'll see you in a bit.
A letter ordering your own death? Things aren't what they used to be, I guess.
I'm not sure this is exactly commonplace, even now, Your Honor.
So anyway, I guess I'll keep going while I'm ahead.
Oh, look at how mad he is. Look at how mad he is. I love him. How can you be so sure?
Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cranking.
You fail to grasp the concept of questioning, detective.
First, we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead, loud and clear.
I can see that, but still, I wouldn't do it.
Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal.
Well, you're telling me I should murder someone who asks me to? Gumshoe, are you allowed to say that? Yeah, you failed to grasp the concept of shooting people is bad, detective. No. Gumshoe, no.
Well, we also found the defendant's pistol at the scene. Traces of gunpowder residue shows that it has been fired recently.
Well, Mr. Wright, as far as I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecution's claim.
The photo. Maybe there's something in there I can use. Yeah, like the clown. Definitely use that. Okay, Phoenix, tell me why you forged evidence and adopted a brat. Hey, Trucy's not a brat. She's definitely the least brat out of all of the sidekicks. Now, we're gonna find out why he forged evidence. We actually don't know. But actually, because I think you missed it, Neon. This might be that forged evidence. Because somebody came up, or Trucy, someone gave this to baby Trucy, and then they said, give it to this guy. And they didn't say who gave it to her. They just said someone. So this might be our forged evidence. So, I don't know if it is, though. Ow, ow, my fingers. It's hot. Single shot by obey 2 bullet holes, yes. We'll see. So, they're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead. I think there's a hole in the prosecutor's argument. I think there's a hole in the prosecution's argument. Clearly, Mr. Mr. Enigmar. That's my guy, right? Yes, that's him. This guy didn't pull the trigger. He shot something else. Looking at the photo, another possibility occurs to me.
Yes?
What does the letter tell us? The defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes.
Bingo, pal! That's why the defendant popped him one in the forehead.
Oh, the defense disagrees. Welcome back from the ads. We are pressing, and we are probably going to say that they shot the clown, not the man. The man was shot by somebody else. I hope they were fun ads, though. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make.
Objection!
What? And you can prove that with this photo? I can prove he had a choice, yeah? Bonk.
The defendant might have fired like he was ordered.
All right, we're going to make our first save of the night here. First save of the night. All right.
But he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright. If he didn't shoot the victim's forehead, what did the defendant shoot?
I mean, this has got to be, it's pretty obvious, but you never know.
The clown doll?
Take a closer look. See, it's been shot in the forehead, too. I mean, what do you mean take a closer look? How blind is the judge?
Ah, there's a hole in its forehead.
Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim.
Objection!
Ha! And I suppose you have a reason as to why he'd shoot the clown doll? He didn't just shoot the doll.
He shot the doll's forehead. His forehead? Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead, which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. Dang. I mean, you got him there. Bonk.
The defenders raised an intriguing possibility. Not on the clown's forehead. It definitely looks like it was shot. Bailiff, send someone in to investigate the matter.
Do we need a bailiff? It's clearly been shot. I don't know much about bullets, but that is a bullet-shaped hole in the forehead. The bullet hole on the dude's. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, like, how. That's the one thing, though, is like, I don't know what is, like, that's a good point, Neon. But I don't know if that's just, like, that's just how the artist drew it, or if that is intentional. Because sometimes it is. So you might be right. But it also could just be the weird art. But I think you're right. That hole is small. I'm also wondering, where's the blood? I mean, I made a joke about, like, he's got nothing in his head. But no, I don't think they draw blood. That's the thing. Like, they don't think they specifically draw blood on the scenes. Have they? They must have. I feel like they should, though. There's no blood on this guy. And they wouldn't clean it up for the investigation. I don't think they would. All right, let's see.
Objection!
I admit I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim.
Objection!
Perhaps he did have to shoot the forehead as ordered. But the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he had to follow his orders without taking a life.
That bullet hole in the clown doll's forehead does demand an explanation. Might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavin is right. It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. You cannot say for sure the defendant did not shoot the victim.
Yeah, that's true. Because that you could also prove that he did it. He did both. But oh, we don't have the gun yet. I assume the gun is a single shot, but we don't have the gun yet. So sorry, Mr. Wright. How sad it is to see the mighty fall. How sad it is to see a novice's overconfidence. This is kind of cool, though. Because, like, Phoenix has always been the underdog, even though he's, like, always won his cases. It's kind of cool for him to kind of be like, because he's not being, like, mean to Clavier. He's just being like, dude, you're overconfident. You need to stop. That's kind of cool. We never get to see him, like, where he's clearly, like, at the top of his game. He's always at the top of his game, but, like, this is confidence top of the game. So realize just how big this little hole is going to get. Hey, there we go. Bonk.
Detective Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony.
So, what if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim, pal.
Hold it!
So let me get this straight. You're saying my client shot the clown, then shot the victim? Hey, not bad summary, pal. More of a confirmation than a summary, but whatever. That was really more of a confirmation than a summary. Hey, that's what I said. But our defense attorney seems pleased enough with himself. Do these people ever miss a chance to mock me? Well, now Mr. Wright's gotten out of his... Now that Mr. Wright has gotten out of his system, shall we continue with the testimony? I didn't have time to gather all the details before coming in here. The testimony might be my only source of information. Better pay attention and read this letter carefully. All right. So this was added to the testimony here. The bullet was fired from the pistol found from the scene, no doubt about it. The pistol was definitely belonged to him. So what if he shot... All right, we're gonna make a save again. Bum, bum, bum. So what if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim. I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain on 13th. I will ready a gun which you will shoot. One shot, square in the forehead. Okay, so that's what we got to do. So he says you will shoot
One Shot. Also, One Shot, cinema game. If you've never played One Shot, play it. And be prepared to be incredibly depressed. But it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. You will be sad for many parts of it, but it is, incredible game. Also, be prepared to be doxxed. Actually, no. I don't think One Shot doxed me. It was Buddy Sim that doxed me. Or did One Shot dox me? I don't think One Shot doxed me. I don't think it did. But do be prepared for some spooky stuff. Alright, so what if there's... I think it's this one because it says, so what if he shot both? But this says One Shot.
Objection!
This evidence clearly... No! I made a mistake. Ignore that.
How exactly are the evidence even related?
They aren't, are they?
Not at all.
They are related. Alright, well, unfortunately for you, I have a save file. Alright, so what if they shot the clown? He still shot the victim. But it says One Shot. Alright, let's go back. The defendant did what was asked of him. He shot the old man in the forehead. So what if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim. I mean, we could try just presenting the picture.
Objection!
Okay. Actually, did I press this? I don't know if I... No, I must have pressed it, right?
Hold it!
Still shot the victim. Get this straight. You're saying my client shot the clown and then shot the victim. Not a bad summary. More of a confirmation, but whatever. Okay. Okay, then we loop around. Carefully. So clearly they want me to use this letter. And trust detective lowering my life's curtain. Come the 13th, 11:05. Will ready a gun, which he will shoot one shot square in the forehead. Ordered him to do it. A few days before it happened, they sent him a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked to him, shot him in the forehead. The bullet was fired. Whoopsies. The pistol belonged to the old man. What if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim. So why did I go through and... Let me try this again, because there was a different option. I assume these options are going to be wrong if I pick the other one. Wait, what is this? Is this a new one? Hold on. Oh, did he tack that onto the end? Oh. Hold it. Why are you so certain? What pile of sand has your head been stuck in all this time, pal? You never heard of Zach Valance quick draw shoot 'em? Huh? What's that? Okay, so I just didn't have all the info, okay. One of the defendant's specialties. Oh, woman. Also, Zach and Valance stand on either side of a girl. Then they shoot. They shoot the girl? The bullets do not hit her. They shoot what? Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This is one of the pistols they use for their show. Got a great design, huh? The kids love it. Many boys and girls joined the police because of that pistol, I hear. What? Jesus Christ. Not great. Not fantastic.
You know, I would explain a lot about the police force. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Troop Kamari stopped doing that act a while ago. The old man held on to that pistol ever since.
All right, nice. So we learned something. All right, so let's go back further. Did I do this one yet? This letter was sent by the victim?
There it is.
Okay, we did this one. All right, so I did that.
Hold it!
But it might have been the clown's forehead that he shot.
Okay, so he practiced first with the doll, then shot him. Bam.
Can't do that. He practiced in the middle of a hospital? Anyone could have come in at any moment.
Yeah, but no one did come, did they, pal? Besides, it's what I would have done. Always look before you shoot, I say.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Alright. Never mind, I guess. Alright, I'm back. Sorry I have to keep leaving. I should be done.
Alright, anyway, Gumsy says, always look before you shoot, I say. Mind I suggest we move on? This is getting us nowhere.
Patience, we'll get there sooner than you think.
Very well, please continue with the testimony, detective.
Pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it.
Hold it!
You mean this pistol, the one in the crime scene photo?
That's the one. It's a funny looking gun, so there's no mistaking it.
Can we add it to the court record, please?
We compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull and a bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match.
Oh, okay. So they are the same gun. So, you verified the murder weapon, in other words.
You bet we did.
Bonk.
The court would like to see the pistol in question.
Finally, okay.
You got it, sir. Here she is.
Well, this is truly a blast from the past.
Someone give me the gun so I can shoot the judge for that joke. Give me the gun. Give me a gun. Do I have a gun sound effect? It's probably a good thing I don't have a gun sound effect, but I do not have a gun sound effect. I do have a fart. I have that. I don't know if that really does anything, but I have that instead.
It's strange for a magic show. It's stage pistol for magic.
Oh my god, I can't read.
It's a stage pistol for magic shows, see? But it can fire real bullets.
Then it's not a stage pistol, it's just a pistol. If it's a fake gun that fires real bullets, it's just a real gun.
It looks so much bigger in real life than on TV.
Yeah, but it can only hold one round.
Bam, we got it, finally.
By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty, and it shows traces of having fired recently.
So, were any fingerprints found on the gun?
Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. We might say that a lack of fingerprints is, in fact, a fingerprint of its own.
I mean, I bet most people, if you're meticulously planning out, like, a murder, you probably think of fingerprints. So wearing gloves is not like, well, you never wear gloves, you know? I feel like if you're that meticulous in planning it out, that's like the first thing that people remember.
Ah, intriguing point. Well made.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not well made, not intriguing.
In any case, the court accepts this evidence.
Finally. So now we can have this gun and do it on the last thing.
My grandchild would get a kick out of seeing this. But now it's time to return to our testimony.
You better not be taking the evidence. That's a crime, Judge. You can't just take it. All right, so now we can go here. I can make another save. I'm just gonna save over here. Oh, whoops. I didn't have time to gather all the details before coming. Okay, we already read this. Okay. So we go here. We go present the gun. But let's read this. Fires 1 bullet. Barrel marks match the bullet found in the or no fingerprints found. All right, let's take a look. Guys, I don't want to play Phoenix Wright anymore. If you look closely, you can see how the pistol's made to bend here. It's a one-shot only model. I guess this bend is where you load it. So this is the famous Grimari Golden Gun. I say kids used to love pretending that they had one of these. I wonder if they pretended to miss their targets too. Oh, okay, so I see. So it's not that the kids were trigger happy. It's that they missed a lot and they considered that part of the police. Okay, I mean, it's still not a great look, but no, Your Honor, he's holding the gun sideways. It's gonna kill me now. All right, let's go.
Objection!
The trickiest cases often seem the simplest. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed the bullet hole in the clown's forehead. If you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion. Understand?
Yeah, but like I just said, pal, after he shot the clown in the forehead, he went in...
Objection!
Did nothing of the sort to the victim. The pistol proves he could not.
The murder weapon? How?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. This pistol only holds 1 bullet at a time. If he had shot the clown in the forehead, he couldn't have shot the victim too.
Yeah!
Wow, this is a very laid-back reaction from him.
That's not a contradiction, not even close. All he had to do was reload the pistol after the first shot.
But it was loaded for him.
Objection!
Oh, where did he get the extra bullet? They're not easy to come by, you know. If you claim the defendant had one ready, then prove to us how he got it. Yeah, your overconfidence will be your downfall.
I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. No, this party's just getting started. And I haven't proven anything yet beyond my good looks and startling record sales.
And utter lack of humility. Yeah, okay. I'm definitely more convinced that this guy is the actual true Gavin. And somehow he dies. And so when Christoph goes to jail, he comes out and he pretends to be Gavin. Or Clav. Because, I mean, I guess he could grow up and become more, you know, honest. But this guy is definitely not the same Clav that we meet later. So, how old is Clav here? 17. Okay. I mean, he could grow up because he's what? I guess 7 years later, so he would be 24. He's so much more, like, mature. And he's honestly, like, he's a good person. He's not just super confident and cocky. He wants to just solve the case. He doesn't care if he's wrong. But this guy is definitely mad when he's wrong. So I really think that this guy, Clavier, dies, and it's Christoph who's pretending to be him. An utter lack of humility.
What's this? It seems that the prosecution has another witness prepared.
Like I said, Herr Detective.
Herr Detective was just the warm-up act.
Now that the audience has gotten a taste of what's to come, they're ready.
Ready for what?
For my decisive witness, of course. A witness who you will find can prove one thing for us. that it was Zach Ramari who shot the victim in the forehead. Bonk.
Very well. We will pause for a 15-minute recess.
Might be my lucky break. I'll need that 15 minutes to talk to my client, Zach.
Court is adjourned.
All right, here we go. 15 minutes. To be continued. Save. I'm going to make a save over save slot 3. Are they going to flash back to the present? Continue. Yeah. Okay, no, I thought they're going to swap back and forth. It's a weird place for a save. That wasn't that long. That was like, what? Maybe less than an hour? April 19th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less.
You've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually.
I did not think you would actually believe it if I told you. Better that you would discover the truth yourself. I was thinking of you, you know.
I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night at the hospital, what really happened?
Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. No scared trucy.
Yeah, but I need... man. I need the words. Speaking of which, where is she?
You have seen the problem yourself, the letter.
One shot in the forehead. One, right?
Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death.
Why not?
This is something I will not say for now. For now, at least.
What's this for now business?
I have done many things in my life. Some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves.
We?
You wanted to know about the night of the incident?
Finally, the guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff.
Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I stuck into his room that night at the appointed time. And found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols.
What? 2?
Yes, the one I had used on stage. And the one that had been used by my partner, Valent.
Oh, for the Zach and Valence quick draw thing. Did he send that letter to both of them? So he wanted both of them to come and do it? Did the other guy shoot him?
My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing the light sound of his breathing.
Light sound of his... I can't read. 2 pistols and a quick draw. I guess he's Cad Bane. Yes. Hello, Ice. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome on in.
Cad Bane.
I wish I could do a Cad Bane.
He sounds like this, I guess. Ooh, I'm Cad Bane.
I don't know. I can't do a Cad Bane voice. He has like a rebreather. I can't fake a rebreather. I don't know. It's kind of like the crackly voice,
but he's got like a bit of a bite to it.
What am I doing? What am I doing? Cad Bane. Let me look up Cad Bane. Hold on, let's look up Cad Bane voice. All right. All right, YouTube. I meant tube. Cad. Oh my gosh. Cad Bane. This voice is the Cad Bane of my existence. All right. Oh, perfect. We can do the wait. I can't do that one. I can't do that one. I gotta do something else. Which one can I do? I gotta find one. Here we could grab one from the Clone Wars here.
Cad Bane versus and Quinlan Voss. Okay, cool. God, Quinlan is so cool. If you guys want to read a fantastic book, you should read Dark Disciple. Cinema book. It's so good. I don't read many books, but that book is so good.
Who could have done this?
Definitely gonna get copyright claim for this, but whatever. All right, where's Cad Bane? I just want to hear his voice. Bane.
Looks like we're both too late for the party.
Yeah,
So
I
this is
can't
not
do
your
that. That's literally a robot voice.
Looks like we're both too late for the party.
Looks like we're both too late for the party. I don't have
So this
that.
is not your handiwork.
No.
No.
I wouldn't have made such a sloppy kill.
I
Doesn't
wouldn't have
seem
made
like
such
much
a
sense
sloppy
hanging around
kill.
here or making any trouble between us.
It just sounds like he has like some kind, like he's just talking like that, so he's got the crackly voice.
Forgetting how you held the Senate hostage. I may not be capturing Zero, but you are going to prison.
You are
Now
going
that
to
you
prison.
mention it, the Separatists are
The Separatists are paying a million credits ahead for a Jedi. Alright, we're done. We're done. Moving on. I did my best. I did my best. Alright, what are we doing? Playing a game that has nothing to do with Cad Bane? Oh, man. I stood beside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve flattered then for a moment. You faltered? Flattered? You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before. He has the nasally sound. I don't know if I gotta do that. That sounds really dumb. I'm Cad Bane. I mean, that's getting there. It's definitely like a lot of the it's a lot of the voice effect. It's like a robotic effect. I don't have one built in. I can see if I could find one though. It's not too hard. It's more like a double reverb. I think that's what he's doing. It's like a tinny filter. I don't know. And there's like a phaser in the back, I think it sounds like. I don't know. I'm not good at filters. To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I've brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifi coercing his disciples somehow? That's what was going on in Troop Grimari. Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol and fired, and I had fired and placed it in my pocket. You took the evidence? No. In your pocket? I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you. Can you give me the gun? Bro, you've been holding onto the gun? You need to give this to me. Well, that is all I have to tell you. Concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks. Yes, there's something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnifi Grimari? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zakramari. He seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe he's just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I'm in your hands. All right, let's get back in there. Here we go. April 19th, 11:37 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7.
Court is now back in session.
During a recess, a bullet was found and dug out from the clown's forehead.
Well, this is news. And the rifling marks?
There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Well, they did find the weapon type that matches the murder,
Well, that's not very conclusive, is it?
which is why I'm about to call a very decisive witness.
Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words before? Yeah, he's like... Phoenix is like, I've had plenty of decisive witnesses, and all of them have turned out to be full liars. So, yeah. No, they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Yeah, we've been here before. We know what we're doing.
Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Clavier's kind of hot. You know, he's good. I don't like this Clav, though. I like the other Clav, which I feel like is just Kristoff, but... Yeah, because this guy's, he's too cocky. The reason I liked the other Clav is because he was, like, super, you know, confident and, like, you know, he's obviously really hot, but he didn't care about loot. He just wanted the truth. Like, when we started, like, winning, or, like, we started disproving him, he was like, he didn't, like, fight back. He was like, whoa. I was like, you're right. And he kind of let it happen, you know? He's not like obsessed with winning. He wants to find the truth. He just plays his devil's advocate, you know? And to us, we're his devil's advocate. So, but yeah, though, this guy's 17. So this is 7 years before what we were just playing. He's jail time for you. Good job, Neon. Congrats. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah, this is 7 years before anything. Or before the game we were just playing. Well, the case we were just doing.
Alright, after all, he's intimately acquainted with the players in our little production, being the other half of the Troop Grimari's famous duo, Zack and Valent.
Valent Grimari. So, we get to meet the great Magnify's other disciple. Wow. He looks so different. He looks so different.
Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation?
Valent Grimari. I'm giving him the same voice. I don't care. Magician. Or maybe, no, maybe I should make him like super suave. And he just became a psycho in the later years. Yes. Valent Grimari. Magician. I think that's too close to... Ooh, I could give him Edgeworth's voice.
Rare. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt?
Fate. The grand illusion filled with traps and tricks. Wait, that shooting, the shooting that took place in oh, I can't read. I just can't. Wait, the shooting took place in the hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes. I don't think this voice fits him at all, but it's funny. Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably two of the same notes.
That looks very familiar.
Wait. That's the same letter Zack Grimari received.
Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da!
Bonk.
Order. And what does it say? Surely not the same thing.
Perhaps you should see for yourself.
Is it identical?
Why, it's practically the same.
Oh, that says 1120. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until I get it so I can fully read it.
The court accepts this into evidence.
There we go.
This is the most unusual. Exactly what's going on with you folks.
Okay. Let's see. Lowering life's curtain says 1120. You would shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse. We both know why. I think it's the same besides the time. Ready a gun with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. I don't see any difference besides the time.
What exactly was your true Gamari up to?
By which you mean...
I'm having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him.
Clearly, you've never seen Star Wars. Actually, that whole apprentice killing the master only comes up in... No, that doesn't even come up in any of them. I think it's all... Does that ever come up? The whole Rule of Two? I don't think the Rule of Two ever comes up in the mainline Star Wars. Or the main 6. I don't think so. They kind of vaguely get around to it.
Both of them, no less.
It's just my opinion, Herr Judge. But from these letters, I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in doing so, shared much of our lives. When people are close, there is a strain, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us? Which makes me wonder, do even more about this reason they couldn't refuse? Bonk.
Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zach Romari, stands accused. Tell us why.
Oh, I'll do more than that. For wherever he walks, the red rose rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. These words make me want it. I can't. This game is too much. Fascinating, though I hardly see need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene.
In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time.
Ha 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 ha! As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now, it's time to get this party fired up. Okay. What do you have to say? That night, I visited the hospital room. At the time Magnafee requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room. My mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. Okay.
So you were the one who reported the crime.
Indeed, I would think. This fact alone would clear my name of any suspicion. No. There's plenty of times when the culprit calls the police for that specific reason. It's a dumb reason. Maybe the first person to ever do it might have gotten away with it. Let's not jump to any conclusions.
Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Romari, is guilty.
And if it wasn't Zach Romari, then the killer... if it wasn't Zach Romari, then the killer was you, Valent. And no disappearing act will get you out of that. I'm really curious because, like, Valent clearly is around later, 7 years from now. Also, he aged horribly in 7 years. So either that's just not Valent and it's somebody else pretending to be him. Which it could be. It could be. Or, like, I don't know. Like, how did he, if he is the murderer, like, how did he get out? Like, 7 years for murder? I guess maybe that's kind of normal. I don't know what, and I'm sure there's no, like, one number, but, and I know this is a different magical, or this is a, not magical, this is a fictional court system, so I don't know, maybe 7 years is, but I don't know. They've done death penalties in this game, but I don't know if you do it for murder. Especially this kind, where it was asked to be done, you know? They asked, please kill me or whatever. We'll see.
Hold it!
Alright, let's press. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed. In magic, timing is everything. Right. consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the very secrets of my magic. Did you not just reveal it right now by saying stunt doubles? Now that you've revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. I was like, bro. Well, I mean, good. You went to the designated time, and what did you see? I mean, granted, that's a pretty standard one. Most people who don't know anything about magic could probably figure that out. At least not figure it out, but understand that. The smell of gunpowder hung in the air. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. What? 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 What do you mean? Alright, clearly there's something that went wrong here. What do you mean? You need crazy imagination. Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. Now you are the one imagining. Did I get him? Did I win? Judge, I think I won. Judge, I think I won. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination.
The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things.
That's funny. Speaking of imagining, which brings us back to the reason neither of you could refuse. So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse. But Magnify wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zack couldn't? Because I have will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong. So which is it? Mind if I continue? Yeah, go for it, man. Alright, come on. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zack has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed the murder. I'd better dig around here a bit more and see what turns up. Mr. Valent, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene, namely... maybe the location of the pistol? Yeah, where did the other one go? Where exactly was the pistol when you entered the room? Atop a small bedside table it was. I don't know if I'd call that a bedside table, but it is certainly on the bed. As if to say, here I am, take me into your hand, pull my trigger, shoot him. The victim clearly wanted to be shot.
But why?
Perhaps he wanted to go out with a bang. Good one. Good one, Clav. Yeah, we will never hear the truth from his lips, so all we can do is guess.
Is the location of the pistol all that important?
Maybe? I don't know. Let's say... I'm gonna see the other. Say no right now. Actually, let me ask about something else.
Very well. The witness may continue with the testimony.
What can I do but obey? Alright, let's go back here. And then we're gonna ask a different question. Let me ask about the number of pistols. It should be 2, but just to make sure. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what, precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Valent quick draw shoot 'em, correct? 1 for each of you. You're well informed yet. Only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. Okay. Interesting. What did Zach tell me back in the lobby? I don't need a flashback. I remember. All right, we have another ad break coming up here. Second one of the night. I hope we get some good and entertaining ads. I'll fill you in on what you missed out on, and I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy.
Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time and found there upon his bedside table
Okay, so they are calling that a bedside table. Okay.
I took the pistol and I fired and placed it into my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only one pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene after all.
So you picked up that pistol and fired it?
Indeed I did. Alakazam, Alakazane, Alakazing, Alakaboom.
Nice one.
Is the number of pistols really so important?
Let's say no. I'm gonna say no and then go back and try it again. So let's ask about the bullets maybe? And let's just see what this is here. Bam, 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 bam. Let's talk about the bullet in the pistol. In order to shoot a pistol, you need a bullet. Where was the bullet? I entered the room and took the pistol in my hand. The bullet was already loaded, ready to fire at any time. A magician is always prepared, you see? Prepared for? One never knows when a miracle will be called for. A magician always has 7 doves in his pocket and a white rabbit up each sleeve. Clearly, we're dealing with a professional here.
Is this bullet loaded in the pistol really so important?
I'm gonna say it is important, because here's the thing. We figured out this gun right here, its bullet ended up in Magnafy's head. And the other gun, its bullet ended up in the clown. So I'm assuming if he says, I used this gun to shoot the clown, I mean, already we got a contradiction. Because that's not the gun that shot the clown. So I'm going to add this to the testimony. Without a loaded bullet, we wouldn't have a murder. It's very important, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony.
What can I do but obey? Alright, so we still have this here. The pistol was already loaded. I merely had to pull the trigger. If the pistol was already loaded, something doesn't make sense. Why weren't the victim's fingerprints on it? You should know that we are of Troop Gurmari, capable of many things. One of these things being levitation of iron balls without touching them. I mean, you could just say you wore gloves. There's no magic involved here. The shooter was just methodical is all. He simply wiped everything off wiped off his fingerprints. Can't really do much with fingerprints that weren't there. Maybe I should ask about something else? Oh. So I can swap this one out. Okay, cool. So I can swap this line of dialogue out whenever I want. Okay, cool. We'll just say no need for right now. On second thought, let's run with the testimony for a while longer. All right, welcome back from ads, everybody. We went ahead and we added the testimony about the bullet, because if we say he pulled the trigger of this gun and shot the clown, then we know he's lying, because this gun did not shoot the clown. Alrighty. But let's press this one. So, you informed the police. What did you do then? What do you suppose I did? Use my magic to levitate my mentor's corpse, perhaps? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Now, please answer the question and skip the sarcasm. After I made my report, I called the doctor, and we returned to the room. While we waited for the police to arrive, we discussed stomach medicine. We've confirmed this with the doctor. It all checks out. He praised Mr. Vallant's knowledge of stomach medicine, in fact. Why does he know so much about stomach medicine? It is an honor I do not deserve, but I accept. Both of Magnafy's students received the same letter. Both admit to having gone to the hospital that night.
2 bullets were fired and one of them killed Magnify. Time to find the cracks in his testimony. Okay.
All right. All righty. All right.
I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do accents. All right. I'm guessing it's this one, right? Do 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 do. Pistol was already loaded. I merely had to pull the trigger. Does he say anything about shooting the He never says he shot the clown. Bullet found in the victim. So if we say I merely had to pull the trigger, then we just say, well, this bullet ended up in the guy.
Objection!
Okay, no. Your Honor, that statement is okay.
Hey, contradicts the evidence.
No, it doesn't. You're stupid. You should hate yourself.
I do. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Let's see what the other testimonies are. Let's try this one here. I don't think these are it, but I just want to press them. I want you to add it so I can press it. Alright, so let's do that, and let's see what this is. I took the pistol from the small table and shot the clown. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah, this is the line I'm looking for. Why did you do that? I would think calling the police would come first. Then you know nothing of the relationship between a master and his disciple. If your master says die, you die. Do you understand? Doesn't really sound like... Sounds more like a cult. Sounds more like a cult. So you're gonna die? Certainly not. It was but an example. In any case, I wanted to fulfill my obligation. Final courtesy to a great mentor, perhaps. Or perhaps not. Perhaps I'm totally confused. Maybe I should ask about something else? We're gonna say no need. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. See, I just needed him to say I used this gun to shoot the clown, because that is not possible.
Objection!
No, wrong button. Wrong button. That's why we make saves, baby.
Objection!
Oh my god, it's this! It's this! It's this! I know it! Uh-oh, come on, game. There we go. I know it's this. Don't lie to me! I took the pistol from the small table and shot the clown, but that's not possible! It says it right there. Don't lie to me, game.
Objection!
Okay. I mean, I guess I could try the other testimony and just see what that does. But this clearly says, I took the pistol from the small table and shot the clown. We know if he used that pistol, he couldn't have shot the clown. Because that bullet ended up in the guy. That would mean I show this. What are you talking about? Please. All right, let's try seeing what this other line is. All right, let's talk about, I did bullet, I haven't done number yet. Okay. Alright, it was 0 damage.
added to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Only one pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot... So I was right the whole time, but every time I just have to keep finding the correct one. So you took only the pistol there and fired it. And that's correct. And that pistol was this one that was left at the crime scene. Oh my god, dude. I had the right idea from the start, but I just had to keep trying other lines. Come on, game. I knew the answer. I knew it. Good show. I see you too are a magician of sorts. And you're an idiot of sorts. Do you have any idea what you just said? I see the fire in your eyes as you glare at the witness. So how about heating up this trial a bit? These slow ballads bore me. I've got a hunch. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe I should ask about something else? No need. On second thought, let's run with this testimony for a while longer. All right. Just make one more save because I'm a big baby. Now I have all 3 options in case this doesn't work. Only one pistol, and I shot it.
Objection!
Oh, I did it. I figured it out. According to the defendant, Zach Ramari, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on the table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valent has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that does make sense. What might that be? I told you I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Valent, you made a boo-boo. You made a little boo-boo. Oh, hello, Gare. Thank you for the stretch. And... oh, I'm doing a full stand-up stretch. I don't care. This is why we get wireless headphones. So I can walk around the room. How are you doing, Gare? Good to see you. It is good to see you. Are you also tired? I am very tired as well. Ugh, but we gotta keep going. We gotta move on. Never give up. Right now we are back in time. We are doing a fun case. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. We compared the bullets taken from the victim's skull. Bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match. Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. It's like, no way you got that. No! Oh, we got the fake out one. Neon, that was so close. That is how, that knee-ha-ha-ha, that, if you hear that, that means there's a chance. Because that's how the crazy one starts. Unfortunately, no dice. But thank you for the random Koyuki. I'm also glad the bonk, bonk, bonk. I'm glad the redeems are working. I was told they may not work due to the AWS outage. But I guess it's fixed. Order, order, order! Give me a quick rundown. What's the trial about? So this trial involves this man right here. This is Trucy's father. And there's baby Trucy over there. Look at how cute she is. She's so adorable. Anyway, her father, Shady Enigmar. Shady Enigma. I'm assuming that's what they're doing. I don't know if the pun is there. It's something. Anyway, he's accused of murdering this guy, Magnifi Grimari. So these guys, Neon, she's not a brat. Stop. What? How is she a brat? Leave her alone. Maya is a brat. Pearl is a brat. Emma's not really a brat. She's just mad all the time. Trucy is the only non-brat in this whole franchise. Let me have this one. Neon, leave her alone. She's just a baby. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes. All right. So this guy, Valent, we're both magicians in the group that this guy ran. So he's the teacher, and these two are the students. There's also a woman in there somewhere, but she has yet to show up in this story, so we don't know much about her. Anyway, This guy who did die, he has liver cancer and also diabetes. So he was gonna die in 3 months. So he sent both of these two, Valent and Shady, he sent them these letters basically saying, I have a gun and I need you to end it all. For reasons they both know, but we don't know the audience. So both of them got this letter to come to his hospital room to, as he says in the thing, lowering my life's curtain. So there were 2 guns, and one of them was used to shoot the clown on the left, and the other one was used to shoot him. So that's where we're at. They are accusing Shady of doing it, but right now Valent is the witness, and he just said, I used this gun right here to shoot the clown. But unfortunately for him, we already proved that this gun, its bullet went into the guy. So he just kind of he shot himself in his own foot. I'm gonna keep going, move on from that.
Well, this is all rather sudden.
But anyway, if you missed anything else, let me know and I'll try to fill you in, Gare. Also, this is Clavier, but I don't think it's him. I think it's somebody else. I mean, I think it's Clavier, but I think the other Clavier we knew is a different guy. Because this guy is very cocky. He's also really annoying, but I kind of like him. What have I done?
Prosecutor Gavin?
I owe the court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gunfire. Don't lie to me. Oh my god, you're making this up on the spot. Boo.
Objection!
But that's not what you told us before. You said you'd verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now, quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake I made in my youth? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Maybe this is the actual Clavier, and this is him learning to grow as a person. I don't know, man. The hair. It's the hair for me. He has the Kristoff hairstyle, and he doesn't have it here. So I feel like it has to mean something. That was just this morning. I am still young. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had... Okay, so he's not taking accountability. If the defendant had... Oops, sorry. If the defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the crime scene, we would not be having this pleasant discussion right now.
Valent Grabbery?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were presented to this court as decisive witness, but you've proven to be more decisive, or divisive than decisive.
That's a bad joke. What do you got? You'll see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next.
Would I care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin?
When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove, Herr Wright, the real fight is about to begin. Maybe you should have started with that one then. Bring it.
Very well. The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what.
All right, witness testimony number 2. Should have started with this one, but okay. I arrived at the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10. And the one in the room at the time was my partner, not me. Okay.
Those times are rather close to, I have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as basis of your alibi
is easy to explain in this situation, Herr Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love. You've mentioned that song so many times. Have you written any other songs yet? Are you a one-hit wonder at this point? You know, you can make some more songs and get back to me. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. Wait, what? Oh, you mean it'll always... I was like, what do you mean? Play it 100 times, it'll still be 2 minutes and 15 seconds? I was like, no, it's going to be a lot longer. You meant the length of the song isn't going to change. Yes, I get it. Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. What a ripoff. You could tell how old this game is. You can tell how old this game is, because they're like, ugh, what do you mean? A 2 minute and 15 second song? That's so short. If only Phoenix knew what was to come. If only Phoenix knew. Not that I'm not like complaining. It's just funny. Back when songs were 4 minutes long, this was before the invention of the radio. It's not that old. It's not that old of a game. Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus Pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth.
Very well. The prosecution warns us that dealing with rather precise times, and we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision.
I hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad sweeping accusations. At least lest we blur the focus of this case which so clearly demands.
Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty.
I have a save.
Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on, right. Alright, so will I actually get punished for pressing? They usually put one of these in every game, and I hate it. I hate it because every single case, they really tell you press every time, you won't get punished. They've done it once in every game where there's one singular cross-examination where you get punished for pressing. I don't know if that's what they meant here though, so let's find out. 11:20 p.m. Can you prove that's when you arrived? Alas, such a feat may be beyond even the great Valand. For there was no one in that room but Magnifi, and he has departed after a fashion. I have here defendant Zach Romari's sworn deposition. I snuck into his room at the night at the appointed time. It was 10 minutes before I left the room, and the victim was still alive. What did you say? I snuck into the room at 11:20. It was 10 minutes before I left the room. My God, my brain is hurting so much. What did you say? So you got into the room at the appointed time. So you got in the room at 11:20. And then it was 10 minutes before I left the room. So you stayed there for 10 minutes and the victim was alive. But you said he died in the... What? 10 minutes before I left the room and the victim was still alive. What? Oh, Zach. Okay, this is Zach. I was like, how is this balance thing? What are you talking about, dude? Okay, I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean he was still alive when you left? You said he was dead. Oh, man.
The time indicated by this letter to Zach was 11:05.
Exactly. Which means the witness could not have entered the room at before 11:15 because his partner was still in the middle of his crime.
I feel someone did their arithmetic homework.
You see, the defendant himself has corroborated the witness's testimony. Does this all make sense? I think it does for right now. Let's just say no. I don't see any problem with that testimony.
If you say so, let's continue, shall we?
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. All right, let's see what the other things this guy's doing. All right, so I see what they're doing. They're not really punishing me for pressing. They're punishing me if I go down a lead, which is still very much like not what happens in every other case, but at least they're very upfront. They're like, you might get punished for this. So I guess it's not that bad this time. I like this. I would rather they do this than just random, oh, you pressed, get punished. I hated it. I'm pouring some tea. Bam. You walk in on a murder and the first thing you do is shoot the clown? The disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request, without reason, had caused for me a surfeit of sorrow. For what I, oh my god, I can't read, dude. Ugh. 4 words. For what would I, valiant, be known without him? May the soul of Magnifi, the great, find greater peace above. This I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger. In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. Still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney.
May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind.
Yes, Your Honor. What a pain this is turning out to be. Alright, so the first one has a... I can keep going. That second one had no way to keep going. Okay. Did the doctor say anything concerning the cause of death? Why, yes. I believe he screamed, "My God, he's been shot in the head!"
It doesn't take a doctor to notice that. I probably would have screamed the same thing.
And I would have penned the requiem that arose in my soul at the horrid sight. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned investigation? In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm waiting, still waiting for one of those right moments here for it. Alright, might I remind you places, okay. Alright, so I can't proceed with any of these? I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time?
We do usually get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death.
Magic reveals in the making the complex appear simple, but reality does the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction.
I see, another person has done their arithmetic homework.
The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnifi Grimari's schedule. Every night at 11, Magnifi took an IV drip for 30 minutes.
I see, the IV bag right there, yes.
Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end.
Ah, the needle's been removed.
Doubtlessly it fell out when he was shot. Gotta say, as I've never done IVs. Actually, no, I think I have. I did one for like wisdom teeth or whatever, but they lock those in. They don't just fall out. They're like taped onto your skin. They're not, they don't just leave a free hanging needle in your arm. It's like secured. It doesn't just fall out. All right, you know what? Forget this. We got to call malpractice on the doctor for leaving this crappy. You don't just leave a needle hanging free. Oh, man. There's no blood in the gun track. Does that say something? Or that's the one thing I kind of noticed, too. That's like the first thing I noticed. I think it's just Capcom being PG. Now, they've had a little bit of blood in previous CGs, but I mean, here's the thing. There's no, the one thing that I'm
kind of questioning is because there's clearly no blood. It looks hollow, you know? But if you look at this, it says he died due to loss of blood. So, and I don't see any blood on this. Although, you know what? Now I think about it, in the previous case, the victim wrote the name in blood. So they did show blood. So I feel like that's why I'm so confused. Because they're like, there was like a little bit of blood on his shoulder. I don't know if they would draw blood on his face, you know? But it's definitely not something to, it's something we can't just rule out by saying they're too PG, but that is exactly what I thought. But the more I look at the case, I'm like, I think it's on purpose. Because I feel like they should have done something, at least like soaked the pillow, make it red, you know, or something, you know? They are magicians, yes. Maybe they're not made out of blood. There's no blood in their body. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something to keep in mind.
Or would seem to be the case.
When the needle comes out, IV no longer drips.
Ah, you could just measure the remaining IV liquid.
Precisely. The IV liquid functions for our purposes as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began.
Okay, we got an IV report.
And so it was when I, Valent, entered the room. 10 minutes had passed since the horrible crime was committed. And this is proof.
Well, Mr. Wright?
And that seem important? Yeah, it's pretty important. Well, seeing how it was the biggest clue we've had at the time of death, I'd say it's very important.
Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Bonk. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony.
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. Yeah, I know. Move on. Alright. The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. Let's read this thing. 30 minutes required to administer full IV. From the amount remaining, IV stopped 10 minutes after administration. Okay. Let's press.
Hold it!
Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance? When I first entered the room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead, and then his left arm. I did spy a rose drooping and its thorn discarded IV needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot. Lucky for you. If the IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. Indubitably so. Indubitably so. I hate that word, indubitably. It's so annoying to say. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valent won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned in this attire then too, and our trophy a bust. Ah, what a day that was. Oh, that's a reference to the one that Max Galactica won. That's a reference to what he won. It would be interesting that he never mentioned these guys if these guys are so famous, but hey, Maximilian Galactica reference. This is the one trip down memory lane that no one leaves. Hey, I like that guy. I ended up liking him. He's a good guy. My lucky color, yes indeed. And that IV too. I say wow. I think 'twas hued especially for me, Valent.
That does seem to be the case, indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony?
But sure looks happy with himself. How about this lucky color testimony? I don't know yet.
I'm gonna say not right now. I don't see a problem with that testimony.
If you say so, let's continue, shall we?
Alright. So that's the second to last one. Now we have the last one here. So the first and the second to last have there's a contradiction. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we got in the last one here. You entered the hospital room at 11:20. The time given by the defendant, Zach Romari, was 11:05. You didn't run into him at the hospital that night. This is why I never perform with amateurs, you see. Huh? Picture, if you will, the nighttime hospital, outside only, the pale light of the moon. If two dressed as we were met in such circumstances, I dare say that would ruin the mood completely. What? The mood isn't in question here. I believe the witness is saying they didn't meet, yeah? But what is magic if not the study of beauty? Us meeting was not only out of the question, it was an impossibility. For what is magic if not the study of how make... What? For what is magic if not the study of how to make absolutely no sense at all? That's sad. Is there a contradiction there? It was impossible for them to meet? I'm gonna say maybe, but let's go not a problem. I don't see a problem with that testimony. Alright. Alright, so what does he have to say after this? An alibi over a matter of minutes. Precise is right. And oppressing impunity will earn me a nice penalty. Better focus on one thing at a time. Better focus on one thing, the time of his death. Okay. So that's telling me it's definitely this one here. Alright, the water of life spring. So I'm not actually presenting on that. I'm presenting on this. The water of life. Okay. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. Did you notice the IV yourself? Stench of gunpowder. You saw his dead body. Then you saw the IV. Okay. Hey, you lucky car. I wore proudly upon my suspect self. Brings you luck. Okay. I'm glad I reread that because he says the ivy was the same color as him, but it's green. It's green, not yellow. You're dumb. You fool. It's a contradiction. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valiant, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, green. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence.
What?
Bonk.
Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well-based.
I assure you it is based. No, that's from earlier in the game. I think that was like in the first case. Oh, I assure you it's quite based. I think it was. Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here.
Very well, share the defense's claim. Where's your evidence that contradicts all this?
The crime scene tells all, Your Honor.
The photo of the crime scene?
All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Herr Wright, just where is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Bonk.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo?
Valiant Grammary, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes.
Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene.
What's this?
Confusion, doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy?
Even my elderly eyes can see the problem here, Mr. Valent. Look at the IV bag.
What is this? What foul mag? Ick. Ick? It would be hard to call the IV liquid yellow. I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. Allah. Alakazam. Alakano. 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 Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order! What does this mean?
Objection!
This is some kind of mistake. Yeah, grovel. Yeah, I like that. Fail.
Yes, Prosecutor Galvin. Your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Now, Grimari, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV bag is clearly not. Well, this contradiction can mean only one thing.
Objection!
No, let me win! I want to win! And to think you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright.
Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence.
Yeah, contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? Well, because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance the IV liquid does appear a sort of greenish yellow. But I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow.
Yellow liquid?
It'll be severely unprofessional, but I would love for the court cases to be this. Yeah, it would be so funny. I mean, people would care. People would pay attention. But court is boring. And honestly, though, the court is supposed to be boring. Because that's kind of why the court exists. The court exists so we don't beat the crap out of each other when we get in an argument. It's so we can have a civil discussion and figure out how to punish people. Or at least solve, a conflict. So unfortunately, but it would be so entertaining. Oh man.
As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green.
Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? Oh my god. The bag is blue, so it would appear green. I hate that. I mean, it's kind of smart though. That's kind of smart. That's really smart. Because now that I say that, it does look like yellow in a blue bag. That's really funny. Really well drawn, by the way. Because I can see that. That's really cool that you can tell. The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It's funny because in this picture, it looks very neon greenish. But in this picture, it definitely looks like yellow in a blue bag. Like, this is not a great of an explanation. Yeah, the lawyers don't go around breaking desks with their slams. Yeah, it's so funny. It's funny because, like, every single attorney, prosecutor slams the desk. But Gavin smacks the back wall. He's the only one to do that. And it's well, he's the only one I've seen so far who does it. Everyone else punishes the desk, whether it be a coffee mug, a whip, or their fists. Gavin just straight up smacks the back wall.
It looks like I want to say light blue.
Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get a green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color.
I see. Your explanation does have a ring of truth to it.
Objection!
As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? I'm gonna kill you. Just like, I'm sick of this. The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? I mean, he could have put that together, maybe. It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about that, did you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So, let me ask, how did the witness know the IV was actually yellow? Alakazomg. It's ZOMG. Alakazomg. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once.
No, I don't. He needs to explain it, not me.
The witness clearly knew the color of the liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valet Grimari, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because I can make a safe state. Because it looked yellow because he had seen it. It's one of these two. Because he had seen it? I'm going to say he knew. Which would mean he knew if he took it out, it would kill him. For the facts before us, the answer is clear. Also, that was like a huge, big, like the other was like, he knew it was yellow. And then the last response was like, he had seen it. He knew exactly what it was, like very descriptive. From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before. Not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag.
I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what this all means.
Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. He's a doctor? I'm afraid I find nothing. So, what if he knew the IV's liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah?
Objection!
The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of the death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well.
However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Oh, wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV uses liquid.
Good job.
I'm right, right?
Right. As much as it pains me to say this, yes, or Your Honor, no. What? Okay. Unlike sands through an hourglass, liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in.
Objection!
I think I get that. Let me get this straight here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? What? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the liquid was yellow. Oh, so he went to refill it, and he knew it. Okay. Now wait. I said wait. How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task?
Objection!
I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup.
Objection!
I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness was capable of such a feat?
He has a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
I mean, he's a magician. He's got good sleight of hand, good motor controls. He could probably do it. You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added the liquid to the bag to throw off the time of death. I'm tired of these fairy tales lacking evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth?
All right, we got our last ad break of the night here coming up. I hope you get some cool and interesting ads. I'll fill you in with what you missed out on.
And I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy the ads. Valiant Grimari, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of liquid, IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was... Aha! It was this! Because it's empty. It has no signs of being used. Right? It has to be this, right? Because what else? He used the gun. Your Honor, he used the gun to fill the IV bag. All right, let's try this.
The victim's syringe?
That's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick. And easy enough for an amateur to use.
Objection!
Whoa, what kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
Objection!
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had a syringe to administer the insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valiant Grimari? As you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will.
Alakazam!
Alright, sir. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Fade to black.
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial is a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin.
What? They're kicking him out? Are you gonna get humbled? Wait, so maybe this is him and he just got humbled in his first trial and he's like, you know, I'm gonna change my life around.
I'm afraid that while there is doubt of the amount of IV liquid in the bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today.
Today? Oh man. Well, maybe I can squeeze in an extra day out of this. I can do a little much needed investigation work. Bonk.
I see there are no objections.
Objection!
Oh my god. No, I want to go home. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you in a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. What's he talking about? Welcome back from the ads, everyone. I hope they were fun and entertaining. Hope you got something cool. All you missed was that they were about to end the trial because we were like, haha, I got you, Gavin. You messed up, you little goofy little baby boy. You messed up. You done goofed. But we were about to end, and he said, we're gonna end trial for today. And then Gavin was like, objection! And now he's yapping. So let's see what he's yapping about. Also, the judge kind of said, what did the judge say? It was kind of funny. Yeah, they said the burden of this trial was too much to bear on Prosecutor Gavin. I kind of made fun of him for being a rookie. Crazy. You say the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of IV liquid, but there's no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Huh? He's admitting to it? Oh my god, he's learning to be a better person. Or was this witness quite as decisive as I hoped? This I admit, after all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much?
You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin.
Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. Stop pulling out evidence. I'm sick of it. Show me all the evidence from the start, please.
What's this?
This is the victim's Magnifi Grimari's diary. Diary? After going to the hospital, Magnifi began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for quite the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death.
Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request?
Sadly, it does not. What's important here is the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we?
Your Honor, it's clearly been ripped out.
This does appear to have been written just before his death.
Tonight's IV. Oh my god, I can't read.
I can't read fast enough. The court accepts this into evidence.
Okay. Magnifi's diary added to the court record.
Read every very last part with particular care.
Alright, let's read it. A memoir of sorts written up to just before he died. Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, it's the Grimari symbol.
Tonight's IV is in. Maybe the last. Okay, can I read it? This is the last page. The diary ends here. Huh? What's this? It looks like a page was ripped out. Now, isn't that interesting? I want to read it! Let me read the stupid page! I want to read it, please. Alright, tonight's IV is in. Maybe the last. I'll leave the rest of them. The first should come soon. The journal may end here. It may go on. But not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left to do, all that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. And then we have the next page here. Can we get that like separately so I don't have to keep opening the book? Now remember, this one we think might be forged. It seems that fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in life's work, I give thanks. Farewell. Oh, this journal may end here, or may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Grimari.
That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor after all.
But look what he said before that. This journal may end here, it may go on. It may go on! Magnifi Grimari intended to write again. That is, if Zach Grimari didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this.
Do you not see the giant ripped page? Clav. Do you not see the big rip?
The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnifi's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Grimari.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnifi Grimari wrote this?
There is no mistaking its handwriting.
Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifi did intend to continue his diary. But if his diary ended here, which plainly it did,
then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Grimari. Well, how do you like me now, Herr Wright? Still too green for your tastes,
He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his previous evidence. Bonk.
Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony which we heard was lacking. But put together with this evidence seems quite the sufficient case.
The diary is accepted like this. The trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something.
Yeah. Show them the last letter. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence.
What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary.
It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment.
Bonk.
Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright.
Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown to the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive.
I do. I just don't. I feel like it's fake.
Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary.
All right, I'd be happy to. The decisive evidence proving the diary didn't end with this page is the page here.
Take that!
First, take a close look at the diary. Note that the page has been clearly ripped out. So the evidence you said might be forged Vera must have forged, yeah. Oh, I forgot all about Vera, dude. I've been so locked into this case, I forgot it needs a tie-in. So yeah, it probably was Vera. But this is definitely, it has to be the forged evidence that they talked about in his case. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this one has to be it. I can't see what other piece of evidence would be forged. Because somebody handed it to baby Trucy, and Trucy just gave it to us. So, I think it's probably Vera. So, I completely forgot about that trial. I forgot that that's why we're here.
What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all.
Oh my god, you guys are so blind. That's why we're still here talking about this. It could have been the entire diary. I guess it could have been, yeah. The whole diary could have been forged too. But no, because it has the forged evidence they said came from Phoenix. Oh, okay, you're saying couldn't have. I was like, yeah, no, I don't think it could have. Because it had to have come from Phoenix, and this is the only thing that Phoenix brought in. Besides, I guess, this one. But he didn't really bring that in. So, I think it's got to be this one. It could be his attorney's badge. That'd be so funny, dude. He's just not been an attorney his whole life. He's just been lying. Just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
I don't believe it.
I gave up on his voice. I just gave up right there. Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnify Grimari. That's the defense's position.
Oh, wait, let me see that.
Does it fit though? The tear looks different.
What in Sam Hill?
Sam Hill? Crazy reference.
Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
Is Clav gonna like fall apart? Be like, yo, what? Excuse me? Not the torn edge of the page. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn that remains of the last page of the Magnify's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? You know, Clav. The diary continued after the first visitor came, which means the victim was still alive after Zach Grimari left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valant Grimari. No. No!
The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt a genuine article.
Okay, yeah, they're really rubbing it in.
This is the real deal. This is definitely real evidence. I've never seen evidence more evidence of evidently being evidence.
I can't. I give up. You get the idea. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Order, order, order.
But wait, that's impossible. That old man couldn't have written that.
Objection!
Why? Clav.
Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Harriet? Uh-oh. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Thank you for the hydration. I appreciate it. Ooh, and a random ebook key. Herr Judge?
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin.
Might I request we put the current Chronomix examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. Another one?
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Be like, well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, I don't think I want to do this. We'll have to hear his new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner. Bonk.
Then, no, this is highly, highly irregular. We will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring this surprise witness to the courtroom.
Bonk. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. So he did know. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Yeah, okay. So that's Phoenix hindsight. Ooh, who's this guy? Oh, this is the forger.
Holding trial with no audience is a first.
Oh, no audience, guys. We can't watch. Sorry. We can't play this game anymore. There's no audience. We can't watch. No. I beg the court's understanding. There he is. There he is. Okay, so he knew somebody forged the evidence, and he's going to pin it on Phoenix. Okay. Interesting. When I had to make the judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it'd be best to contain the information to this room.
Very well, and you are the witness, I gather.
Yes, sir. I don't know, man. State your name and occupation for the record. My name is Drew Measham. I'm a painter. Just giving him the goofiest voice, whatever.
A painter? And you are somehow related to this case?
No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for the witness. Mr. Measham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. Oh my god. You what? You made it? Yeah. You might call it one of my works. The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Grimari. Oh. So this is where it happens.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated the investigation and found this witness. A painter who to the world at large, Drew Measham, has another side, you might say. He's skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries?
Well, so we are to understand that this page here is
a fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Objection!
I didn't do that. Hold it. No, that's not what you said. You said objection. Hold it is a different thing. I didn't prepare this evidence.
Objection!
Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right? Bonk.
witness. Mr. Measham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Was it your client? Who was your client?
That, I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. Where do they even get the letter? I don't know. Like, wait, what letter do you mean? Because he has that red mailbox in his room. That's how he does it. I make the items they want and receive my payment. And that's the extent of my contact with them.
Objection!
But there's no proof that this was a fake. It's a fake. Huh? The forged letter. Oh yeah, so you missed it. So at the very beginning of this trial, Trucy runs up to you, the baby Trucy, this Trucy, and she gives you the letter. She's like, here, somebody told me to give this to you. She just said, like, they said, give it to the old man in the blue suit. So that's how it got to us. I don't know how it got to, well, someone gave it to Trucy, like, down the hall, and then Trucy gave it to us. So that's how it got to Phoenix. And, like, Zach didn't say anything like, oh, that's a fake. Everyone was just like, oh, cool, evidence, sick. And they just used it, you know, they just assumed it was true. So that's how it got to Phoenix. To avoid this sort of problem, Neon, I swear to God, Neon, leave her alone. I'll call you a brat. If you call her a brat, I will call you a brat forever and ever. To avoid this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. Oh, man.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court.
It was careless of me. I mean, kind of, yeah. That's all I can say. Oh, old boy. Yep, so this is it right here. Here. I hated that child. I'll never forgive that child. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. Leon, it wasn't her fault. It's not her fault, Leon. She's 8 years old. Are you really gonna bully an 8-year-old? I'll tell everyone. I'll tell everyone you bullied an 8-year-old, Leon. I can do this. I have the power, Neon. I'll tell everyone you bullied this 8-year-old child. It was all a trap, a fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
do you have an explanation for yourself?
If I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime.
Thank you for the rainbow Yuki.
And presenting it in court is a serious mistake.
I mean, it is. I'd be interested if something like this, I would assume, I think what would happen in real life, and I don't know anything about the legal system, but I assume what would happen is there would be a mistrial called, means like you would just basically have to redo the whole thing with new people and whatever. And there would probably be a separate trial for this case, like for this. I don't know if you would instantly lose your badge. Unless it was like very egregious, like, oh wow. But even then, I think you would still have a separate trial to see like, hey, what the heck? Because I think you could definitely explain it. I mean, it's still a mistake because he should have examined it. He shouldn't have just taken the paper and been like, oh yeah, evidence, let's go. He should have been like, well, why are they giving this to me?
A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps. For your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? William, but only in video games, especially Mario Party. I mean, Mario Party, you gotta bully people. That's the only explanation. You got to. The answer is quite clear. A guilty one.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual. You know what? He is owning it, though, because he's a good person.
I am sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, another close call. I dare say. the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. Bonk.
I need no further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed.
Mr. Attorney? Yeah? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. Ooh. He did remember, which is why he was painting all of those cases of Apollo. Bonk.
Though I deeply regret to have declared a verdict this way, the trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal.
Okay, so they are just giving up on... Okay, that makes sense. So they are calling a mistrial. Is this the first time they're actually doing a mistrial in the entire series? Pretty much every single case, so many mistrials would happen.
However, this court must...
Ah, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Zack?
There's one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible.
It's like, I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict
When your defendant does not exist. Does not exist? What are you talking?
Is he gonna...
I'm talking about this.
Mr. Enigmar! The defendant escaped. Find him, quick!
Bailiff,
I really thought they were gonna go down a dark route, but I'm glad they did this.
close all exits for the building. On the double. He must not be allowed to escape.
Zack, this isn't that day in the courtroom. A miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zack Romari, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably vanished right before the bailiff's eyes. Now, for those of you who are kind of just hopping into the Ace Attorney series, some of you are like, it's probably just sleight of hand, and it might be. It might just be an insane magic trick. But you need to remember that there is spirit realm in this. There are people who can they can have dead people possess their body and bring them back from the dead. So there is magical, mystical stuff in this world. So do remember that. None of that has happened in this game specifically, the Apollo Justice, but it's like a main proponent in the previous games. So he might legitimately be magic. He might legitimately be doing actual magic. Don't write it off completely. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is the Grimari miracle. No verdict was declared. I mean, you could still declare a verdict. You could be like, yo, he's guilty. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of the magician Zack Romari vanished along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. But not until 7 years later. Here we go. To be continued. Back to the future. Or I guess to the present. Alright, we'll get a little bit of a sneak peek and then we're going to end our stream. Little bit of a sneak peek. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This, I know beyond a doubt. Yeah, the judge's chair is very small. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present, but you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Grimari's disciples pulled the trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zack Romari go? What dark truths lurk behind the forged diary page? What about the girl who was left behind? Mason system. What's this? The past left of these 4 keys, unlocking the truth. Okay, we're 100% ending it right here. I don't know what's going on, but we are. What is this? What is this? I can't. But that's not all. What is this? There are 4 keys in the present. I can't escape. I need to keep playing the game. No. Uh-oh. Let me alt tab again. And when the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. First, you must chase the truth, and then and now. Think of it as a game. We have to keep swapping between the present and the past? I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. What the heck? We have to legitimately swap back and forth between the past and the present? Are you kidding me? What kind of game is this? Oh, that's sick. The terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half-finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There's something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too, I do have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. Oh, the Magatama is back! I've been wondering what happened to the Magatama. So this basically is a game mechanic that lets you see if people are lying to you. And then you have to give them evidence to break their locks to basically get them to stop lying to you. It's really cool. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Use LB and RB to jump between the past and the present? But let's begin 7 years ago in the past. It's right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. Oh my god. You can switch between the past and the present. What kind of game is this? Wow. Cinema. Absolute cinema right now. This is sick, dude. That's so cool. I'm so excited. Alrighty. What a perfect place to end it off. What a perfect place to end it. That's so cool. I never expected that to happen. That's awesome. Because I expected them. They've done that in a couple games where it's like one case is like in the present, then they flash back to give you context. They do an entire case in the past to give you context, and then they flash all the way back to the present and they finish it. It was so cool. Oh no, you got the long Koyuki. You got the Koyuki mosquito. Rest in pieces. God, that's so long. I get it, Koyuki. Okay, thank you. Anyway, thank you for the random ebook and the random Koyuki. All right, yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect we'd be able to go back and forth at the same time. I'm really interested to see how this is going to turn out. Dude, this game is sick. I'll be honest, like the first 4 was it first 3 cases, they were pretty good, you know, pretty standard. And I mean, I said it at the beginning of this case. The final cases are always the thing that like blow it out of the water. And I was like, I haven't been too excited about it, but I'm sure the last case is going to hook me in. And it is. This case, it's hooking me in. We got a train whistle for Gare. Hope that came through. Enjoy your train whistle. I'm going to go to sleep. Gonna go to bed, take a little nappy. Little nap. I will be back on Wednesday. Playing. Actually, I should see. You know, I probably should raid somebody. That's a good idea. I won't be able to stay for long. Let's see. I did see there's somebody else playing Apollo Justice. Let's see. Or at least there was when I started the stream. Let's see who else is streaming. Ooh, a bunch of people playing. A bunch of people playing. Let's raid. Ooh, who's this guy?
That's not Apollo Justice. They're playing an RPG. They lied. All right, let's see. I will be back on Wednesday. We're going to be playing Stella Sora, which is a new game from Nexon, or from Yostar, and it looks really, really fun. It looks really fun. Alrighty. I want to make sure I'm rating someone that's not in the past. Prosecutor's Gambit. I don't know who Lady Oka is. Lady Oka. No space. They're playing. Oh, they're playing the second game. I don't want to do anything because like I don't want to like raid into someone where I can't watch it. You know. So I want to raid to someone who's like behind me because I don't want to like get spoiled. Let's see. Who's this person? Where are they? Oh, these guys are just starting. Might have raided them before. We'll see. Alrighty, let's raid this person. Their name is Queeb Ente. Ente. I have no idea. They look pretty cool though. Let's check them out. Alright. We're gonna go check out. Let's start this here. /raid. Queeb Ente. And T, not Enta, and T. Ah, there we go. We got ourselves a raid. We got ourselves a raid message coming on up there. Yeah, no problem, Gare. How do I use the raid message? You can just copy and paste it. So the first one up there with the emotes is if you are subbed, and the second one is if you are not subbed. Granted, I don't know if that second one doesn't actually work, but yeah, the first one is if you're subbed. So you just copy, and then when we get to there, you can paste it, and it should come up right. So yeah. Yep, but like I said, I'll be back on Wednesday with some Stella Sora. We're going to start a new game. I think it's like a roguelike, so rest in peace me. I don't really like roguelikes, but hey, I love the art style. We're going to check it out. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's go meet somebody new. No spoilers to them. They're still on the first case, so do keep that in mind. But anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.